So, hi everyone, welcome to my order justification for PFC 7002. So, just an average session that I may do during a normal school week with a group of under 18 girls who are all in the school that I currently teach at. I only get about an hour and a half with them once a week in an optional PE lesson, but by the time they've changed from their last lesson, it doesn't tend to be that long. It tends to maybe be about an hour. Sometimes I have more than 3 players, but this depends on other sports matches, exams, and just the workload for the girls. If they say that they've got too much work, then they don't have to really go to PE. Depending on the number of girls I have, helps me to work out pitch sizings, but as if I have recently had very low numbers, obviously we're tending to use a quarter of the lacrosse pitch, where I will set up a few different drills, mainly working on what we can with the numbers, or working on individual player development, on the movement, positioning and strength and conditioning of the player. I very much have nothing but praise for the 3 girls that are in this video, basically because week in, week out they turn up and are more than happy to play outside in the rain when others won't. So I've got a few girls that tend to come, but when it's raining, they're not interested. I've taught 2 of the girls in the video for it's coming up to my 2nd year, and I just hope that, well, they stay with me because they believe in the way that I teach. So
when you're receiving the ball, I want you to keep your head up so you know where you're playing the pass, and then receive it with the inside of your foot, then ready to pass it again, and then...
So from the frozen frame we can see that I'm about to play the ball to Lucy. Lucy then lifts her foot too high when she's receiving the ball, making the ball bounce off her foot. I then asked Lucy how we or other players, she would kick a ball and receive the ball, which part of the foot is the best part to use to get a more accurate pass. Using the Teaching Games for Understanding's TGFU model by Bunker and Thorpe 1982, where we are encouraged to challenge players to use their own expertise and knowledge to demonstrate how they complete movements or tasks without relying on the coach to instruct them on how and whys of skills, techniques and tactics. Kirk.
So you know where you're playing the pass, and then receive it with the inside of your foot, then ready to pass it again, and then go. Okay? So receive it with the inside of your foot. So which part of your foot is the inside of your foot? Show me on your foot. Yep. So you're going to receive it on the inside of your foot, but you're going to keep your head up so you can look where you need to pass it again. Okay? Does that make sense? Pardon? You can look down again after you passed it, and then get ready to run. Okay? So yeah, you need 2 on the starting side. Right, when you're ready, go. So if you 2 just stop there, Ashley, come over to me quick. You can't really catch.
So at this precise moment in time, as you can see, I've asked Astrid to come over. Rather than pull her up in front of the other 2 girls, I've decided to speak to her alone and, individually. Basically, as you can see, when Astrid's receiving the ball, she is not using the inside of her foot correctly, or the ball's just going flying. So I've tried to get her to step on the ball to control it and then play it, rather than it hitting the inside of her foot and still bouncing away. Yeah. This obviously means she's going to have a smoother pass received at her foot, meaning that then she can lay it straight back off.
You can pass it back and forth if you want. When you're receiving the ball, maybe if you need to, take a step back, because the ball's just coming towards your foot so fast that you're not getting a chance to stop it. Or if you want to, when you have the ball, so if we just, I'm going to get a ball quickly. When the ball's being passed to you, if you step on the ball, and then you can take the pass straight away.
Do I have to stop at the same foot.
So no, you could, if you stop it with one foot, you can change the foot you want to pass it to. So you can stop it with your weaker foot or your stronger foot, and then play it with your weaker foot or your stronger foot. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
It just means the ball's not going to just fly away and you're going to have to chase it. Okay? Right, when you're ready, go again. Well done. That's better. A lot better. Many different coaches use different coaching behaviours, but the best way to describe coaching behaviours would be as the way in which someone acts or conducts themselves, especially towards others in response to a situation or stimulus. Right, so Ali on the cone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the pass to you. I want you to receive the ball. I'm going to run out to the side, receive the ball, play it into you, and you're going to play it to the person on the cone again. And then you're just going to keep doing that and rotating. Does that make sense? Yeah, yeah. So if we have 2 people on this cone and 1 person on that cone to start with. And then when you're ready, you can go. But you need to be really quick at getting to that cone. So pass it back, set it. Well done. So Astrid, you need to be there to receive, to set it as well. Does that make sense? So yeah, well done, you've worked out yourself. You're only obviously setting it on the one side. So when you're playing it down here, you're only receiving the ball and then setting it for them to play it to you. Coaching has been described as a social process that involves and is largely influenced by our coaching environments, including the constant influx of the ever-growing technology that we now use. While these technologies allow us to create better sessions, they do not make us great or better coaches. I believe as I feel that to be a great coach, we need to have a great understanding of how and why we do things, and how we can do these things without the technology firstly, as if we were to be in an environment where the equipment might not be so easily accessible. This is the first time in my coaching experience that I can remember the technology, so obviously using a GoPro in this instance, that I've ever used anything at all in my sessions, mainly because when I've been at different clubs, they've not had access to any of this technology, and I just haven't felt the need to use it before. As we know, there is no correct way of coaching. So research obviously from Cushing and Jones 2006 states that, and I believe that we're all taught to put our own spin, so to speak, on the way that we coach to make it unique for ourselves. As obviously when we've been taught to coach, we're watching other coaches and picking up on how they're doing it, but also we're putting the way that we think's best into it as well. So play in front, that's fine. Now get ready to play the ball in front. Well done. So Ashton, if you need to, take a touch again. If you want to, play across your body and then play it with this foot. Make it easier. What you're going to do is, I'm going to play the ball into you, Lucy, and as soon as you receive that ball, I'm going to run up to you. So I'm going to play you the ball. You're going to then try to dribble the ball to the cone, but I'm just going to mark you as if I'm defending. So you just need to get around me. I'm not actually going to touch you.
Okay.
I'm not going to take the ball off you.
Okay.
I just need you to know that I'm here, and you've got to just create some movements to try and get away from me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The session that I had planned to deliver today was mainly based on passing and dribbling with the ball, while incorporating the movements that we want players to use when attacking the opposition who has the ball. We started with a simple passing drill where players would pass it to the other player opposite them, then following the passing drill that they are then ready to receive the next pass. I like the fact that the three girls are pretty much constantly on the go, as I feel it allowed them to go for a short period of time while working to a high intensity. Football is made up of short, sharp bursts, so we want our players to have good cardiovascular endurance, allowing for quicker recovery and a slower build-up of lactic acid. I'm very much trying to ensure that players are continuously working on this by trying to prevent too many stop-starts during training unless necessary. In the second part of the session, the players were passing the ball and then attacking, starting off with no contact or trying to win the ball, but just by pushing the player with the ball towards the lines, encouraging them to create movements to get away from the attacker. And we did the same thing, but encouraged the players to try and win the ball. So on either side there was 2 goals, so the player was then encouraged to try and get the ball through the goals to get a point.
That's it, well done. So now, Alia, if you go to that cone, and Lucy has the ball here, Ashid, come and join her on this cone. So you always come back to these 2 cones. So Lucy, when you're ready.
As a coach, I tend to use constraints-led approach and teaching games for understanding as often as I can, but this may not be in every session, as at times I know myself that I've used command-style coaching just to instruct the players on what I need them to do, so that I know they've been told the best way to possibly do the drills and the activities that I've set. Constraints-led approach, which is where us as coaches, we look at the interaction between the athlete and the environment, how these constraints can change the behaviours of the player. In this instance, the players that are at times getting a great deal more as they are being taught one-to-one, or overall they are having more contact time with me as their coach to allow me to work with them on their individual technique, ensuring that they are as strong as they can be when going out onto the pitch.
For this part, you're going to do exactly the same, but there's 2 blue goals. You have to stop them. You have to stop Lucy at this time from scoring in one of these goals. So you need to run up to her, but you need to get the ball off her. You can just run with the ball. You can't kick it through the goal. You have to run the ball through the goal. Does that make sense? Yeah, you need to try and get the ball off her. Yeah, actually get the ball off you. So when you're ready. Right, Ash, you're going to score. Ash, you're going. Yeah, it's fine, don't worry. Right, I'm going to swap the cones you're on because Lucy.
So this is where communication on my part is key. I probably should have told the girls to make sure that they are aware of the surroundings. Could have potentially allowed Lucy to see that there was a goal right next to her, but I would prefer Lucy to have taken on an athlete-centered approach where she's in charge of what she is doing at that moment. I feel that as a player, they need to be taking responsibility for what is needed of them and what their overall surroundings are, especially on a pitch when they're not going to be able to hear the coach, so they need to be able to see what's ahead of them or what's to the side of them.
Did you not realise there's a goal right next to you? You could have just received the ball and just gone through the goal. So if I want Lucy and Alia on this cone and Astrid on this cone. So now the goals are here and here. So if Alia, you play the ball to Astrid, and then Astrid, you have to try and get the ball into one of these goals by dribbling it. Okay? Right, when you're ready.
Communication is another one of the key coaching behaviours. I tend to like to have a bit of a laugh and joke with my players, especially as they're obviously between the ages of 16 and 19 years old. I think it makes the session more enjoyable for them, and makes it seem like I'm a bit more interested if I can have a joke with them, whereas other coaches may just stand on the side and just tell them what to do and not say much else. I want to ensure that my players know what I am on about and allow them to feel that if they do not understand something, that they can approach me and I will demonstrate to them what I mean for them to do or what I want them to do.
Defenders are you. If you're going to go win the ball, you're a defender. So whoever gets the most amount of points.
So at this precise moment in time, the players have done the passing, dribbling and attacking drill, and I've decided to progress it onto a game where they're trying to get as many points as they possibly can. This just makes it a little bit more challenging for the players and gives them something to work towards. So yeah, it just changes the tempo of the game.
Gets an extra bag of sweets. Is that not incentive enough? Lucy. Right, when you're ready. Oh, well done, Alia. Right, when you're ready. Got Lucy. Well done, Lucy. So you've got 1 point each, Alia and Lucy. So you need to come back to this square, to this cone, yeah, with the ball. Alia's now going to play it to Astrid. Alia, that was sly. That was sly. You need to play the ball to her feet, not dribble into the middle of the square.
So I'm just trying to have a little bit of a laugh and a joke with Alia, because she's obviously not passed the ball correctly to Astrid's feet, which meant that she had a benefit of getting there faster and winning the ball to then go and attack and score a goal.
Astrid, back to this cone. So currently you've all got 1 point each. No one's getting any tweets. That's not in the cone. So let her bring the ball back into the square. You can't go through the cones. Lucy, you had the ball. I think that wasn't a goal. So, Lucy on that cone, Alia back here. Still 1 point each. Well done, Lucy. That's 2 points. Right, last one. Go, 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 go! Oh, Alia got 2 points. Well done.
So just throughout the whole session, I just tried to make sure that the tempo was kept high and the girls were kept engaged, as well as that they were learning something that they might not have learnt before, and that they're just, yeah, their development skills are going up at all times.